On today's episode, we discuss the CJI roster being completely full and wrapped up.
A warning to jiu-jitsu guys to beat these damn wrestlers.
We also dive into why women love to hate the BJJ Balance podcast.
How to keep your kids excited about their journey in jiu-jitsu.
And more listener questions.
Grab a collar and spike somebody.
Welcome back to the pod. My name's Kenny. We're here with Matt. We're doing a remote. We're working these bugs out, folks. We got Matt looking crispy today.
Looking better, sounding better.
Sounding better for sure. And this is just gonna
sounded like Jesse the Body Ventura last week, guys. And I, I'm a body fan. I'm WWF Mark, but I was a frog man. I don't know what I was doing. I sounded horrible last week, but hey, we are working the kinks out. I got some old equipment. Everything. When I got married, something borrowed became a real thing in my house. So everything that I have is something borrowed, and I don't have enough. The only thing blue I have is my blue belt. That was a long, long time ago. And today is the to the date day, 6 years black belt today.
Nice.
Second degree is coming.
Yeah, that promotion is what, next month?
August 10th.
Right there.
Another piece of tape.
Or like
Did you know every promotions I'm hurt? Every promotions? I swear.
It's like that's your cue is when a promotion's coming, you get an injury happens.
First knee surgery, blue belt. Okay. Limped up there, got my blue belt. Purple belt, maybe I wasn't hurt. Maybe I wasn't hurt at purple belt. Brown belt, broken arm.
Oh, wow.
Black belt, dislocated hip. And then I think I had hurt ribs on my first degree. No, second knee surgery or third knee surgery on my first degree. And now my good leg is dislocating all the time. This is just what happens.
Hopefully we get a resolution for that knee, because this knee popping shit you got going on is wild.
Got some cool shirts. You're at the fight to win. Got hooked up with some merch, huh?
Yeah. Carry Fire company reached out to us. They gave us a couple of shirts to try out. So I'm liking the way they feel. Feels good. So
looks good.
We maybe get some BJJ Balance shirts printed in collaboration with them as far as the actual, because they're not just a company that makes their own gear, but they're actually like a manufacturer of gear as well. So just testing the quality out, seeing how it is. Shout out Carry Fire boys over there. They're local to San Diego boys, North County. So they reached out to us and bumped into them at Fight to Win, and then one of the boys came up yesterday and dropped off a couple shirts for you.
Very appreciative. Very appreciative.
We have some shit to talk about in regards to last week.
It's so frustrating, Kenny. I'm like, literally, you can't win. I'm trying to mind my words, because I have a couple of these beings in my home. But like, when they say you cannot win with females, you cannot win.
Yeah.
There is no winning. Last week, a question was how do you roll? It was a question given from a female to us. And how do you roll with females? And I said certain things like don't go north-south and whatever, right? Your hand shouldn't be on their chest. And as a joke, don't let them shoot triangles. That was obviously a joke. Okay. Obviously. Okay?
Somebody's like, just don't let them shoot triangles.
Women shoot triangle, man, because you're going to get passed. You're going to stack past you if you triangle a man. That's just facts, okay? Don't triangle a dude. He's stronger than you. He's going to stack past you. Just like guys under 200 pounds should never try to triangle a heavyweight. We want that because you're going to lick your knee and we're going to get the side control.
Yeah.
Don't do it. But that being said, and let's cut it clear, most women like the post. But there's just a few birds in there that came out and were like, I like it rough. I like it this. And I specified some women are about that life. A lot of women, jiu-jitsu makes them nervous. And that's why there is all women's classes. If they're, okay, that's all I need to say. If jiu-jitsu didn't make women feel this way, why is there all women's classes? Riddle me that. God damn it. And then they're coming at me like, I'm sexualizing jiu-jitsu. I'm bringing awareness. I'm answering a question, but then I'm sexualizing jiu-jitsu for answering a question. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, agreed. I think then the following day after we posted that clip, I made a meme, and I posted a meme with sad Pablo Escobar staring off into the distance.
Yeah.
And it was when you try to say something nice about girls in jiu-jitsu and they don't like it or they're mad at you for it. And that's what I don't get. Is it's kind of like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. It gets to a point where, look, I'm all for freedom of speech and whatnot, and I'm not gonna necessarily block anybody or I'm not gonna delete comments. I will hide them. Like, we can have a discourse. If you want to have a discussion and you want to be toxic, then like we can have a discussion. But I don't need necessarily having the toxicity on the page, so I will hide something. That way, it's still there. You can still add on to your comments. I can comment on it. You can reply. There can be a back and forth there. But like, I don't need there to be an argument in the DMs, or not DMs. I'm sorry, but in the comments. I don't need there to be an argument in the comments.
Page is for, right? The page is for interaction, whether it's negative or positive. What I've learned in building a successful Instagram or successful social media is it's not all going to be, as Rocky would say, it's not all going to be sunshine and rainbows.
Right.
Sometimes people disagreeing with you and calling you a fucking idiot in the comments, it still helps the algo.
Yeah.
Like you can't just Gordon Ryan it and only look for fucking, positive comments.
I'm definitely there for there being a disagreement and whatnot, but some people get like militant about it, and they don't want to let it go, and they get you can tell, like, when you're reading comments, like, this person's heated, and this is not this was a clip from a pod answering a question. Like, calm down, but they were just like, no.
Right.
No, it's not like that. And I'm sitting there going, Jesus Christ, man.
I like to go 100% on guys. Breaking news. Okay. I promise you, there's probably only 1% of women on this planet who actually get the 100. Okay. Maybe less. These men that you're rolling with, ladies, hate to break it to you, they're not going full clip. If they are going full clip, I've seen guys go full clip on chicks in class. It's not fun. I've seen Sean Strickland ragdoll a bird in class. It's like, you want to be a fighter?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, and when I'm like, dude, like, it's not like we are being respectful. We are rolling with you light. It's not 100%.
And I'm gonna, before we dive away from this, because I don't want to spend too much time on this topic, because trust me, this topic will come up again. Give us 3 to 6 months. I'm sure.
Oh, for sure.
This is gonna be a recycling topic. Oh man, I lost my train of thought there. Yeah, I don't know.
Look, if I would have came out, imagine this, Skinny. If I would have came out and I would have said, like, how do you roll with women? It's like, nah. Women, this is jiu-jitsu. They need to learn that there is no easy route to black belt. And they need to get that 100. It's not for everybody. Smash them, crush them, break their spirit, and let them know that, like, hey, yeah, you can make black belt, but it ain't going to be fucking easy. If you cry, oh well. It's not our fault. This is our journey. stay heavy, smash them north, south, rip their arms. If I would have came out and said something really, really crazy, one, Tom the Blast would have made a video about it, like you said at breakfast. Tom the Blast would have made a video saying how much of a douchebag I am. Two, those same girls, because I'm not talking about all girls, but those same girls in my comments, or in our comments rather, would have said the same shit. This guy's an asshole, la la la. They were just looking for blood.
Right.
These girls, like, if it's about girls in jiu-jitsu, it doesn't matter what the argument is. I just have a feeling they're going to side against whatever you say.
And that was what I was going to say. The people were saying like, oh, well, as a woman, we need you to go full bore because we're never going to get any better. How do you expect us to get better if you're taking it light on us? I don't know. I'm not at jiu-jitsu to make you better. I'm at jiu-jitsu to make me better. I'm not a black belt. I'm not teaching anybody. That's up to your professor. You know what I mean? If your professor's looking at somebody rolling with you and he knows how they roll and he knows that they're not going 100 with you and he feels that there's something wrong with it, maybe it's too easy for you or whatnot, and then maybe he has a talk with them and says like, hey, no, pick up the pace, like go a little harder on her, kind of a thing. But maybe he's watching, if that conversation hasn't happened, and he sees you struggling and that guy's going 60%, he knows you're not ready for the other 40%, and he just doesn't say anything because that guy's doing what he should be doing as a training partner for you. And I don't need to put you in north-south to unless I have to put you north-south to win. Why would I go there? You know what I mean? If I can smash you another way, hit you with an armbar, hit you with take your back, do rear naked, or what, a litany of gi chokes there. Why do I need to go to an awkward position if I can just do it from side control or whatever else? I can go S mount. Somebody said, oh, you definitely can't go S mount. Why not? S mount's not weird. I'm sitting on your ribs.
I'm not like, yeah.
I don't know. It's just, again, you're damned if you do.
North-south, there's literally very limited attacks with north-south. Yeah. Okay.
You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't on this topic. And
some black belt women, I'm sure, have experienced 100% from men.
Yeah.
This was for the average jiu-jitsu person. I'm talking white belt, blue belt female who's just trying to learn.
Right.
Let's not break their will. That was all I was trying to say in the clip. I'm sure some have experienced 100, and like I said, every once in a while, under professor supervision, you women should roll with the spazzy white belt guy who just came in, who doesn't know what he's doing. He's just super strong, just to see. But like under obviously professor supervision, now the comments come in and be like, well, I don't need a professor to look after me. Like, okay, whatever, dude. Right. Sorry, ladies. Made you mad. Sorry. Most women agreed with this, had a lot of shares, had a lot of likes. So definitely most females agree with us. But if we angered you and you trained in Denver, which it seemed like most of them trained in Denver, we're sorry. Okay? Broncos fucking suck.
We got
John Elway.
We got a little bit to talk about in regards to CGI. CGI wrapped their brackets up. It looks like they added a couple more wrestlers. So both the plus 80 and minus 80 kilo brackets are done. They are filled. There was a release of the rules and of the times and everything else and how they're going to be scoring. How they've adjusted the 10-point must system for jiu-jitsu, how they would score what seemed like draws, so there won't be any draws. Basically, if
last round wins.
Yeah, if fighter A wins round 1, fighter B wins round 2, and fighters, and then they tie round 3, whoever won round 2 is going to be the winner. Or if they tie round 2 and fighter B wins round 3, fighter B wins the fight because he won the end of it. So it'll be an interesting thing. I think if they're not doing any like small in-house comps to test this rule set out, I think that would be a mistake. I hope they're going to try to work the kinks out with some smaller stuff in the meantime, just to make sure it works and kind of result. Because a lot of these things, like we saw with PGF, a lot of the rules that happened one night had kind of changed by the finals, just to make sure that things were moving along with the fights, and the wrong guy wasn't getting screwed. So, I think a lot of this stuff needs to be addressed and shouldn't be done on the fly. Hopefully, they're not testing that rule set out the night of the competition.
I think it definitely gives favor to the wrestler.
It can. It can, absolutely. We talked about this a little bit.
On record, you had me saying a couple, probably maybe a month ago exactly, maybe 4 episodes ago. I was like, these wrestlers better know how to defend their feet. Right. I mean, and because we didn't really know the rule set, so to speak. But now that we do, if any of these guys have a little bit of foot defense, foot lock defense, they're in trouble. Like the jiu-jitsu guy could be in real trouble, especially in a 10-point must system where you're just winning rounds, basically control, which goes against everything that no-gi jiu-jitsu. What's the one thing in gi jiu-jitsu that people hate, no-gi hate on it? It's slow-paced. It's control. It's no action. There's no movement. It's stalling. It's pressure. You basically, with a 10-point must system, are saying, we welcome that action. Right. If this wrestler has a little bit of defense and he can make it ugly and boring and maybe stay on the feet the whole freaking time, get a takedown, what's stopping him from getting back up?
And doing it again.
Taking down again?
Yeah.
Now you can't take me down. Sprawl, standing up. Old B-Shab fucking runaway on Cyborg. Take him down. Up. Take him down. I don't know, is there rules? I didn't really listen to the whole rules. When you're down, do you have to stay down? Because the wrestlers just keep getting up, take it down. There's a very good chance that these wrestlers could get out of here.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting way to see how it plays out. I think what's neat about that, the fact that they've welcomed in so many high-level wrestlers and didn't just keep it a jiu-jitsu thing, is that's kind of what ADCC originally started as. Kind of the same way that MMA started out, what's the baddest martial art? That was the whole point of it. UFC was literally a marketing ploy to bring jiu-jitsu to the United States by the Gracie family. That's what it was there for. Now it's developed into something completely different than that. The phrase MMA didn't exist in the 90s. You know what I mean? It was when they were introducing guys, it was like, this guy's a boxer, this guy's a karate black belt, this guy's a wrestler, which is hilarious because Tank Abbott would come out as just a street fighter, I think it was,
but he's a wrestler.
Yeah, but he's a wrestler. Yeah. So, these guys would come out and it was like, who's got the baddest discipline? And it was just to prove that jiu-jitsu, if we were just talking straight one martial art, jiu-jitsu is the most effective. So anytime somebody says jiu-jitsu doesn't work in a street fight, I'm sorry that UFC proved that wrong 30 years ago. So stop. That being said,
you Filipino martial arts guys. Don't get me fucking started. People now, Bo, I get tagged so much in those guys' videos now.
Oh, I bet. I hope they're looking at the page.
Dojo stormed this guy. I'm like, hey, the white hair guy?
Yeah.
He actually called out one of the jiu-jitsu guys, one of the other guys that said that he doesn't like girls laughing in his class.
Yeah.
Remember that? Remember that guy? I've come around, dude. No, I'm joking. These girls are mean, dude. They're mean to me now. I don't want them laughing in my class either.
But so yeah, ADCC kind of started the same way that UFC did. It was wrestlers, sambo guys, judo guys, jiu-jitsu guys. If you grapple, who's the best? You know what I mean? And it's since morphed into kind of an all-around thing. Back in the day, jiu-jitsu guys didn't know how to wrestle. Now that's a part of a lot of jiu-jitsu gyms, is a wrestling class, a takedown class, a judo class, something along those lines. You've got these, you're seeing it more and more, hybrid athletes, guys like Zoltan that are black belts in 2 disciplines, judo and jiu-jitsu. And judo has...
I feel like I need to get a black belt in another art. I feel like I'm lagging here. See me in some taekwondo? Like this video.
Oh,
I want a kia. I want a kia in the comments.
Get a Filipino martial arts belt.
If you want me to fucking put a white belt on and start kicking paddles and breaking bricks, I will, dude. It's only 2 years to get a black belt in karate. Whatever. Yeah. I'll go to freaking Dagensan karate down the street over here, White Fang kickboxing, whatever it is,
Rex Wando.
and we'll kick some paddles. I'm gonna get on the aerial team.
Oh shit, Matt's trying to get vertical.
I'll be the bottom. I'll be the bottom of the pyramid. Like, yeah, hold it up, kick it.
So we had some listener questions, and I don't want to dive into the listener questions just yet, but a friend of mine, that I know personally and have for a few years now, is considering getting into jiu-jitsu. And he had a question. I said, hey, next time we ask for questions, listener questions for the pod, would you mind asking that question specifically? So I kind of want to dive into this because we constantly are talking about injuries and whatnot. And this friend of mine he's been in a couple of accidents, but a real bad motorcycle accident where he got fucked up pretty bad. And he's got, so I'll just read the question. It says, I'm interested in getting into jiu-jitsu and I know nothing about it. Would previous injuries prevent me from enjoying it? Pelvic, back, and shoulder pain also restrict motion and function. Would I be able to do jiu-jitsu and enjoy it without being in worse pain or making injuries worse?
I think yes. I think you could enjoy it. You can find something good in the art. Is he overweight?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Okay. So if you were overweight, for example, the weight loss is going to help your body, your joints. Since you're not and you're banged up, you're going to hurt. You're going to have some injuries. You're going to be banged up a little bit. But like, you can't put a price on the mental, aspect of it, but it does help so much. Like the mental aspect of like the healthy mind of the rolling, you know what I mean? Like the healthy spirit, but you're going to get banged up. You're going to have injuries.
We've talked about somebody at your gym in the past. I don't think there's any worse injury than missing limbs. I don't know what kind of daily pain Wally deals with, but the man is missing limbs and shows up to jiu-jitsu multiple times a week with a smile on his face, ready to smash people, and has gotten really good at it. You know what I mean? So he's worked around.
I'm over here, my knees dislocating and popping out.
Yeah, and here you are.
And this guy's like, yo, that's cool, dude. I don't even freaking have a knee. Yeah. You know what I mean?
So I think that it's going to be a little bit of a struggle in the beginning, obviously. But I think once you hit blue belt and you start working through your blue belt phase and whatnot on your road to purple, at least for me and from what I've witnessed with other people I train with, that's when you start developing your own game, and you avoid the things that are troublesome for you. And you learn not only just to avoid getting to those positions, but you will learn how to avoid somebody putting you in positions that you just can't really deal with. You know what I mean? You're just like, fuck that. I'm not getting it. You know what I mean? Like if I've got a knee injury, I definitely don't want to get heel hooked. I'm keeping my legs far away from them. You know, I'm learning how to sprawl really well. I'm avoiding 50-50. I'm learning how to disconnect when they start grabbing legs. I'm separating from that and I'll restart. You know what I mean? So I think there's definitely ways to not only just train around your injuries, but also to train to avoid getting into compromising positions that might cause your injuries to flare up or kind of hurt. But all in all, I think just knowing what I know of this guy, I think he would, I think he'd be into it. I can't guarantee that. Cause again, Matt and I were having a conversation at breakfast this morning, and there was a video that was on Instagram. I won't take credit for this quote, but it's something that's resonated with me ever since I saw it last week. And I've had a couple of conversations with people and brought it up, and every single time I mentioned it, people are like, yeah. So it was, jiu-jitsu is not for everybody, but it's for anybody. And I think what that means to me, at least, is everybody's definitely capable of doing it, but it's not going to resonate with everybody from like I hate to get into like the cheesy, like warrior mindset, aspect of things, but some people really need that mental challenge and then need that physical, like like sweating is so essential. And I guess some people need it more than others, but I personally am not a go to the gym guy. I hate working out. I've been a gym rat in the past, and it was something that like I did because I lived with my brother, and my brother was super into it, so it was just like a bonding thing for him and I. But I would rather do jujitsu 100 out of 100 times over going to the gym and lifting weights. Just because that's it. It's a workout, but it never feels like work to me. It's more of a mental puzzle for me, and I'm just happen to be burning calories while I'm doing it. So I think
I've done this. I put this in the notes, and I just wanted to like. This kind of implies to this question. It's not over because you're 35. You're not too old to sign up for jiu-jitsu, right? It's not too late. You have kids, you have family, you have this. I'm out of shape. I would say, I want to get in shape first before I try. It's not too, you could still compete. You could still fight. You could still have that team camaraderie.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of guys give up. They sacrifice their own physical happiness, the brotherhood, the camaraderie of rolling or jiu-jitsu, just so they can provide for a family and all this kind of stuff. But it's not too late. You have your 6 a.m. classes. Some places have 4 a.m. classes. It is out there.
Mm-hmm.
You can still be yourself. I've heard people say, man, $180 a month. That's crazy. That's so expensive. Yeah, right. It is. But I promise you, if you tried it, you can't say it's expensive unless you tried it, because it is addicting. And when you're spending $25 a day or $25 on fast food or at the gas station, once you start training, you start feeling better, you start losing weight, you start not wanting to go to those places. So like, it changes your whole mindset. It changes your whole life. So it's not over just because you're a master's athlete, just because you're old. It's not over. You can roll. We have guys 65 years old in our gym.
Yeah, old man Jay showed up to a class on Friday.
So it's like this. You can't don't give up. If you feel like my body's banged up, I have previous injuries, I can't do this. You're right. It's not going to be what it was when you were 22, but it's going to be something, and it's going to be better for your mind and better for your soul than sitting back wondering if I can. If you can't have a thought in your head like, maybe I could, you should.
Yeah.
Because if you're really, really hurt, you would say, I can't. I physically can't. My neck, if I take one more hit, I might get paralyzed. But if you're like, I'm pretty beat up, but maybe I could try, you should try.
Yeah.
And then reassess.
Especially guys our age, when you go to roll with somebody, a lot of times they'll, right before it starts, like, hey, you got any injuries? Anything you need me to avoid? You know what I mean? Like, guys will be courteous, because I'm not going to be a professional jiu-jitsu athlete. Matt isn't going to be a professional jiu-jitsu athlete. You know, like, he's not competing in the adult division of the jiu-jitsu worlds. We are here. We have families. We have careers. The majority of the guys you're training with are in the same boat. We have places that we got to be the next morning. People we need to take care of. Nobody's going to be in the gym trying to kill you. You know what I mean? Go to a competition, it's a little different. People might be trying to kill you there, but you know, you don't need to compete either. You don't need to go into it thinking like, oh, I got to compete. You know, like, that's your decision to make down the road once you're doing jiu-jitsu and you decide if you get the bug or not. You know what I mean? But it's not a requirement. So I say you give it a shot. I say try a week. Don't base it off of one class either. You know what I mean? Go to one class, go knowing you don't know anything, and you're going to get smashed and it's going to suck. And you're going to leave going like, God, that was fun. And then come back. Most gyms will offer you like a week trial. You know what I mean? Come back maybe 2 more times that week. Give yourself a day to rest your body. And don't show up Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Like, show up Monday, maybe like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, something like that. And give yourself a little time to heal in between. And, you know, by that second or third class, something's going to click usually. If it's for you, it'll click. And you'll be like, I want to keep doing this.
If you're in a bigger school that has multiple professors, try different professors in that academy, right? Our 6 a.m. has 3 professors, me, Jason, and Joey. Some people only go to Jason's.
Mm-hmm.
Some people like Joey. Some people come to mine. Some people go to all of them.
Right.
Like, because one guy, you're like, like you get a bigger academy sometimes has the privilege of finding a different guy that you like. Now, if you're in a smaller gym where like black belt is the black belt and that's it, like then you know, that's great too. But if you're going to a school that has a bunch, like I'm sure Autos has, I'm sure Galval's not doing every class.
Right. Right.
I'm sure, you know, Keenan's not doing every class at Legion. You know what I mean? Leo's not doing every class at Checkmate. If your class has multiple professors, you have wiggle room to find your group of guys, your time frame, your people you like. So that's what I mean. Just take it one day at a time, one neck at a time, like I say, and you'll enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Enjoy it for what it is, not what it would have been when you were 20.
What are your thoughts on kind of the ADC? I feel like the beef between ADCC and CJI kind of died down. I don't see Craig trolling as hard anymore.
Do you feel like they peaked too early?
Like, yeah.
Do you feel like right now Craig Jones should be like, I know you want to get traction. You want to peak before ticket sales. And I feel like they did do that. Like they got people excited for it.
Mm-hmm.
But now we're just in this like nerfed month of like, now what? We talked about Christmas. We got fucking jacked for Christmas.
Yeah.
But it's October. And now what are we going to do?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. We've got a whole month before CJI. And I mean, I guess there's still the possibility of announcing a super fight, which could drum up a little fun.
We lost Mikey Musumeci, right?
Yeah. Nothing replaced it.
The rumor was that it was supposed to be him and DJ.
Oh, really?
I heard that. Now I have no source on that.
Right.
But that's just what I've heard through multiple people. That they were thinking about it being DJ. And to me, I'm like, one's probably like, why have that when we can just put it on our own?
Right.
On our own promotion. But that's a one athlete getting pulled. We all heard about, you know, look, guys, Bashesha was supposed to be in the damn thing. Okay?
Yeah, we know that.
He wanted to be in it. They wanted him in it. He was supposed to be in it. He even commented, I wish I could.
Right.
Our intel was correct. He wanted to be in it. He was trying to get into it. He was not allowed to compete. Period. It would have been so much cooler.
Yeah. It wasn't his decision and it wasn't CJI's decision. It was a mutual. They both wanted it to happen. Just couldn't work out contractually. So what if, I mean, let's say hypothetically, I mean, it's still, I don't think he would do it for a super fight. I think he wanted the million. You know what I mean? A super fight would be like, sure, okay, it's payday, but it's not $1 million. You know what I mean?
It's $50K or something, you know, like.
Yeah. And I mean, not that that's something to balk at, but it's not $1 million, you know? I think the cool thing about winning the CJI, the first CJI, is it's the biggest prize in the first tournament like that with that big of a prize. So it's like, fuck, man, you won the first $1 million in a jiu-jitsu tournament. Like, that's kind of a cool thing.
Yeah, you're always crazy.
Yeah.
Kinda, right?
Yeah, it's that new. It's a new unknown thing. Yeah, I get there's the prestige.
I got a better comp.
Okay,
I got a better comp. You remember? Okay, I don't know if you've watched online. You've watched poker ever? They have it on ESPN and stuff.
Yeah.
There's all these guys like Dale Brunson and Phil Hellmuth. All these guys shows how much of a sports idiot I am, and I gamble on everything. All these guys have been around for years, you know. But when ESPN started showing it,
right,
it got really popular like in the early 2000s because you could play online poker and stuff.
Yeah, WSOP.
When this guy named Moneymaker won the first World Series of poker. It wasn't the first World Series. He won it. He was the first one on TV to win it, and he got all this fame.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
Oh, yeah, he was
forever.
a spokesman for
legends.
online betting and stuff like that after that, and I remember that.
Yeah. He just won one tournament.
Yeah.
And set him. Like, this tournament give you an Eddie Bravo rub. It could set you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
It could.
Whoever wins this I hope that they have some. I hope that every single one of these athletes has a marketing campaign behind them. Like they're drumming something up. Like, if I win this, I need to do this. I need to go after a big money sponsorship. I need to plan a good 6 months to a year of seminars. If a wrestler wins it, yes, do wrestling seminars, but maybe this is an opportunity to get wrestlers to dip their toe into the submission grappling game on a more active basis. I'm
telling you right now, as a jiu-jitsu guy, I'm talking to everybody in the CGI, okay? As a jiu-jitsu guy, and you guys are probably all better than me. You are, because I didn't get invited to the motherfucker, okay? I can barely walk. Do not let a wrestler win this fucking $1 million. A guy with no jiu-jitsu comes into a tournament created by jiu-jitsu guys and wins it. Do not. Craig Jones, if you allow a wrestler to win this freaking tournament and you made rules to make it good for wrestlers and they win this tournament, you will go from the hero of jiu-jitsu to absolutely doing one of the most blasphemous things to the sport, period. You wrestlers and jiu-jitsu guys have been button heads. Wrestling superior, jiu-jitsu superior. Wrestler always wins MMA. The jiu-jitsu guys. It's been a hidden freaking battle for decades. And if you come in here and you allow a wrestler to come in and take jiu-jitsu money from somebody, and this guy doesn't even know what guard is. So I'm all jiu-jitsu guys. We gotta not let these fucking wrestlers get off at all.
Right.
Period.
Yeah, it'll I'm curious to see how it plays out, and I think that it could absolutely launch somebody's career, because there's a lot of guys in there that, like, yeah, they're known in jiu-jitsu, but like you could be bigger than that at this point. You know what I mean? I think there's going to be a lot of non-jiu-jitsu eyes on this tournament just because of the money. You know what I mean? Now people are interested. Dude, who before the World Series of Poker on ESPN, who the fuck is watching poker? Nobody. Dude, it was the hottest fucking thing for a couple of years. It was advertisements and commercials that had nothing to do with poker stuff. It was constantly being advertised, pushed for at least like 5 seasons of it were pushed on ESPN pretty hard. You know what I mean? I think there was a point in time where maybe like, I think CBS or ABC had it on their channel for a little bit. This when you have $1 million grand prize, people tune in and watch. I don't give a shit about American Idol, but when they started offering big money and stuff like that, when that kind of a show first came out, a lot of people that didn't care about reality TV were tuning in. They didn't necessarily care about singing, like, they weren't super into music. People became music fans because people like
a lot of people remember the first American Idol.
Yeah.
Kelly Clarkson.
Yeah.
Clay Aiken. The big black dude. Little Asian dude, she bangs. I don't remember his name.
Oh,
but people remember them still.
Yeah.
And that's because they were the first.
Right.
Or who won season 3?
Yeah. Agreed. So, I mean, yeah, there's a huge opportunity here, and it'll be interesting to see.
We talk about it all on this podcast, Kenny. We talk about American Idol. I'm out here getting fuckboy haircuts.
Can you flash the side of the head for the camera, please?
Guys, this is 40 right now. Okay? We're out here. We're out here getting, for the first time in my life, getting my hair. The mullet is just evolving. They want to bleach it next.
Is it going away?
Bleach it. Huh?
Is the mullet going away?
I was thinking about sending and getting rid of it. But like, on its way out, let's have some fun with it. So, like, if you guys put bleach in the comments. Put bleach in the comments if you want me to bleach this mop. We'll just go out. I'll look like a better looking jabroni. Or I'll look like a, you know what I mean? I'll look like what's his name?
Yeah.
Elijah Carlton. I'll look like Elijah Carlton with a good credit score. You know what I mean? I'll look like a chubby, swollen Elijah Carlton with bad legs.
My man doesn't have PayPal paying for. He's got an actual credit card.
I knew some of those fighters in PGF was struggling, dude. I knew because I lived that life. They all had Puma socks coming out. Some of them I'm like, you motherfuckers have got to go to Costco too? Preach, dude.
Yeah, but their parents have Costco memberships.
I knew. That's why we need CGI.
Guys, here's why your hormones suck. If you're listening to this, then chances are you may be one of countless guys who are struggling to see the results they want in the gym, in the mirror, or even in the bedroom. Most guys are focused on testosterone. However, that's only 50% of the answer. Without adequate growth hormone and its end result, growth factors, you can't optimally absorb the testosterone you have, no matter if it's synthetic or natural. That's where BioPro Plus comes in. BioPro Plus fills in what you're missing out on to help maximize your performance in the gym and even how you look in the mirror without any needles, side effects, or doctor visits, all at a fraction of the cost of synthetic treatments. Over the last few years, BioPro Plus has been taking the medical community by storm as a faster, easier to use, and 100% safe alternative to prescription HGH and peptide treatments. It's become an underground favorite for professional and combat sports athletes and has been featured in Men's Journal, Muscle and Fitness, and even venture capitalist magazines. Simply put, BioPro Plus is getting real guys, real results really fast. Check them out and enjoy your new look on life.
We got some questions. We got some listener questions. I think about 5 or 6 of them. So let's start diving into some of these. We'll start with Jeff Luffman. Sent you a question. It said, "What makes someone a good BJJ instructor, and how can someone improve their coaching skills?"
It's hard to find your voice as a professor, but I believe like being a good coach is actually start learning that at like purple belt, brown belt.
Okay.
When people are like, can you show me this after class? Can you show me that? And you start showing moves. So that's like your first step on starting to teach a little bit, because you probably are a black belt at something, right? And then as you're sitting on the wall at your open mats and your 2 buddies are rolling, and so there's no coach, there's no professor, and you always find the lower belt. This helped me a lot. Is I always try to find the underdog in a roll. And I'll be like, get your underhook. And I'm coaching the crappier guy. Because I know, you know what I mean? And trying to get him to win. You have to learn how to see it and talk it and tell him what to do. So there's a lot of skill set that's involved. Because you could be a world-class black belt, but you don't have the ability to say what to do. You can just do it. I know how'd you do that? Oh, I don't know how I do that. I just do it. Like, to be able to like dissect your own game, break it down. Something that works for you got to be able to find out it doesn't work for them, change their game.
Do you ever
You know what I mean?
are you familiar with the 4 personality types? So there's like, you can see this stuff online all the time. There's like a personality type breakdowns, but there's like A, B, C, and D type personalities. A is
oh yeah, I've shared that.
Yeah, alpha. B is like active listener, things like that. So sometimes I think it's important to understand that there are different kinds of personality types, and to try to, if you're giving like maybe a private, try to understand their personality type in the way that they learn and the way that they listen before showing them, because some people are going to need a very meticulous, movement by movement breakdown, and some people are going to be like, hey, let me get in half guard and walk me through it on some, like we've talked about, the best way to do a private is with somebody else, so that the person giving the private doesn't have to be the dummy. So
right,
hey, get in half guard, do this movement first. Okay, here's step number 2, grab here. You know what I mean? And then them physically doing the movement and going through it before they start to drill it might be better for them. But some people are going to want to watch it thoroughly and look at you from every angle before they try the movement. And so I think that's definitely trying to understand who you're teaching is a big part of it as well.
I think having the mental ability to humanize yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes as a higher level or a black belt, you're like at some unreachable goal to them.
Right.
But like, it's okay to tell them, like, you get nervous. There's nerves here. Tell them, this is why we're here today. This is what we want to do. Don't worry about that. I know this. I know how you're feeling. The empathy to your students in their situation, in their grappling or in their rolling, or even in their life period and why they're there, or if they're, that is part of being a good professor. Reaching out to somebody you haven't seen in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Hey man, you good? Everything okay? I'm just checking on you. Oh, I'll come back to class. Sorry, coach. No. I'm not about coming back to class. It's about, are you good?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's like I'm just checking in on you, bro. Like, haven't seen you. Like, you just come every day. Now, where you been? Oh yeah, life. That it's always something. I think showing empathy to your teammates, empathy to your students, that is that next level bond that keeps a student loyal, that keeps a student with you. But you got to mean it too. There's some professors out there, they'll just say everything, but they don't mean it at all. So when you become a professor, you have to take on the role of like a big brother.
I think it's beyond, how they always, in the work world, we compare things like, oh, there's a difference between a boss and a leader. I think there's a difference between an instructor and a leader as well. An instructor is somebody who's just showing you movements. A leader is somebody who's inspiring his team to grow and making people feel like they're a part of a family. And you get more than just a monthly contractual commitment from your students. You're getting I'd go to war for you commitment from your students. And I will.
Every good professor wants their student to fuck them up. Every professor wants your student to beat you.
Mm-hmm.
Because what are we teaching you? We want you to be better than we are. If you're like never letting your students beat you, or you're never rolling with your students that you think can beat you, you're in it for the wrong reasons. Because professors only getting older.
Right.
So like, a young 22-year-old, look at 10 years from now, I'll be 5 strikes, but I'll be in my 50s.
Right.
And a 22-year-old purple belt probably give me some real fucking problems.
Right.
It's just called age.
Right. Yeah.
Like I'm never going to roll with that guy. I'm never going to roll with him because I'm way older than him. That's dumb. Like, no. If the day you feel like there's people you don't want to roll with, it's time to hang it up.
Right.
You got to trust your guys are going to protect you.
You just mentioned purple belts rolling with older black belts and whatnot. The next question is from Davis_MD. He says, new purple belt, common pitfalls of the belt and how do I avoid them? Feeling like I'm an imposter. So just got his purple. He's got imposter syndrome. I understand this. I understand when I got my blue, I felt like I was an imposter too. I think somebody told me there's a much bigger difference between a guy who just got his blue belt and a blue belt with 4 stripes. Yes, they're both blue belts, but there's like a vast difference in knowledge and technique and understanding and just like a competency of jiu-jitsu. So just like Matt said in the past, if your professor feels like you're a purple belt, you're a purple belt. Trust in your professor's decision to give you that, and just understand that you're not a 4-stripe purple belt. So take it for what it is, ease into the belt. It won't feel so heavy in a few months.
You're just yesterday you were a blue.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's not like, guys below you're going to gun for you. Because they want to so you have some teammates that are mad that they didn't get their purple. They're like, I beat you all the time, bro. The fuck? Everybody's journey is different. And you just gotta trust that your professor thinks you deserve this belt. And maybe you need to go into it a little bit. I've bought stuff that I knew that when I was younger, like, I can't fit in this yet, but I want to wear it later. Like, it's just, you're going to grow into your belt.
Right.
And just enjoy the journey. Like, purple is a good belt. That means you must have something in your game that the professor's seeing that's pretty legit. So congrats for getting it. There's a lot of purple belt pimp jokes here. I just don't feel like making it today. You know what I mean? Stay in class, dude. The DMs are going to work a little more.
This is a tough one right here. SBG_Godinho_Gostoso. I'm sorry, I botched the fuck out of that,
Bonjour,
man.
dude. Bonjour.
How important is weight training for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and the best way to balance both?
It is important. I think it is important. It's hard to do both. Some people don't like to do one and like to do the other. But I think it's very important. When two equal skill level guys meet each other, a more conditioned, stronger guy is going to win. So it's armor on top of your game.
Right.
We're both strong. I'm stronger though. We're both big guys. Oh yeah, I'm stronger though. You know what I mean? Like, all right, like my strength outpowers you. So power.
Mm-hmm.
Power is important. A lot of people in the jiu-jitsu community shit on power. Nobody in the wrestling community shits on power.
Nope.
None. A powerhouse is a problem.
Well, you know what?
Period.
That's a good fucking point right there. Why is it that in jiu-jitsu, they're always preaching, oh, technique over strength, but in wrestling, there's never like there's like an understanding. Yeah, both. You know, like why doesn't the jiu-jitsu community embrace that? Like you can have both. You know,
because jiu-jitsu was designed.
Okay. Well, okay. This happens frequently. I'll be rolling with somebody. I'm not a weak guy. And they'll even be my size. So it's not like I'm throwing somebody around that's 50 pounds lighter than me. They'll get side control on me. I feel their weight shift too far over my body. I reach under the pant leg. I trap an arm. I roll them over, and I get the sweep. It happens a lot. That wasn't a power thing. Like, yeah, if I was weak, I wouldn't be able to do that. But I understood what the technique was involved in that. I felt their weight shift, and I saw an opportunity to do it. You know, that's, again, if I was, 50 pounds lighter than that person, I might not have been able to do it. And there's no amount of technique that's going to compensate for the fact that that person's that much heavier than me. But also, it wasn't just strength. I didn't just, grab whatever random piece of clothing and just push and hope that they went, So I think the jiu-jitsu community needs to fucking chill out on the technique over strength thing. Embrace both. If you don't have strength, then really focus on your technique, but you shouldn't fault anybody for having strength. That's
Every
stupid.
great in the sport has a strength and conditioning coach. Every one.
Mm-hmm.
Every guy who's that guy lifts. The reason jiu-jitsu was all about technique, no power, is because it originally was designed for the small guy to beat the big guy. That was like the selling point on Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Royce Gracie's going to beat this chemo guy.
Yeah.
Helio Gracie was a small framed man. He was a little guy. Technique will conquer somebody who does not know anything. That is 100% true. Jiu-jitsu was built for the little guy until big guys learned jiu-jitsu. Now, we're even. What attribute's going to send us apart? Is your cardio better than my power? Is my power better than your cardio? Or do I have power and cardio? Now you're double checked. Get on the bomba.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's just the way it is. So power game needs to be there. You need to be putting two plates. You need to be racking their weights. You need to, on your days off. I believe in training more than lifting. Obviously, there was a time in my life where I would lift twice a day, every day. Those days are not around no more.
Young Matt pictures of Matt getting a little saucy in his 20s. Matt had some fucking guns on him, bro, and some shoulders.
Matt was jacked. Matt had a time. There was a time in my life where, but now it's like I try to work out twice a week. I try to roll 3 times a week.
Okay.
My off days, I'm either doing some HIIT workout in my garage or I'm at the gym trying to get up late at night. Good. Here's a little pro tip. If you're in jiu-jitsu, and a good time to start your jiu-jitsu journey when your girl's on the rag. Let's rephrase that. We're going to edit that out. A good time to start your weightlifting journey in jiu-jitsu is when your girlfriend's on the rack. Because I know sometimes you get off work, you want to come home and get in them cheeks. Well, you don't have to. You can't. It's gross. Maybe you guys are into that. I'm not. That's when you can start lifting. So time her monthly, like, honey, I'm gonna go lift tonight. Nothing's happening. And that flannel's on. Those crappy sweats that you hate, they're on. Like 6 p.m. Just get out there, start lifting some shit, lift some heavy shit, pick some shit up, set some shit down, get jacked, be sore as shit. Doesn't matter. Can't really do anything anyways. Some people are afraid to start their jiu-jitsu.
I'm just here thinking, are we going to start timing your wife's menstrual cycles off of when we see you posting meat?
Oh, that's lifting. Oh, shit. Some people are afraid to start. I saw this the other day. Remember you said you saw something resonate with you?
Yeah. I
saw something that resonated with me, and it's a guy at a Legion. I don't know his name. Sorry. He posted a clip saying he doesn't believe in rest rounds. He said, you're only resting because you know you're compromised right now. You don't want to lose. So if you take a rest round, it's because of ego. I'm like, makes a lot of sense. Like, I'm not 100 right now. That's why I want to sit on the wall.
Sure, but also, I'm 41 and just tired as shit.
It's true. It's true.
I can't breathe right now.
He is a little younger.
Yeah. No, I've mentioned this in the past.
Same with lifting, though.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Some people don't want to lift because they know that initial soreness is coming.
Yeah.
And they have jiu-jitsu tomorrow, and they're not trying to go this sore because they don't want to lose.
Yeah. Get over that shit.
You'll be better in the long run.
Yeah.
Get through that shit.
For sure. JJD_DJJ69. Sick. Do you think CJI will engulf ADCC like the UFC did to the WEC in 10 years? Okay, first of all, if anybody's anything, ADCC is UFC and CJI is WEC. We're just going to say that because ADCC was there first, UFC was there first. Second of all, I can absolutely see the two merging. Do I think CGI is going to take over ADCC? No. Okay. We know who the financial backer is. We know where the money's coming from. We also know who the money is coming from ADCC. CGI's money comes from, I'm going to blurt this out, ADCC's money comes from oil money. Oil billionaires in the Middle East, royalty, because it's royal money, it's not a business, it's like family money, it's not public record. They have billions of dollars, an uncountless billions of dollars that we don't know about. CJI does not have that much money. If anybody's buying anybody, it's ADCC buying CJI. I promise you that. We're not inaccurate in this statement at all. I don't care what you read on fucking Reddit. It ain't true. It's not Zuckerberg. It's not some guy in fucking Australia. It's not fucking Shatri from One FC. It's not. But it ain't fucking oil. Zuck.
CGI needs Zuck.
Yeah.
For next year. They need a legit money source for next year. But yeah, like these WWE guys go over to Saudi Arabia. They can make like $50 million just to send their WWE gets like 50 million, 60 million just to send 15 guys over there to wrestle for 2 shows.
Yeah.
And then they come home. 50 million. There's no there.
Right. Here's another example of that same exact thing. When the UFC goes to Australia, when they go to the UK, they're fighting on US time. When Leon Edwards fights in the UK here in like a week or two, they're going to be fighting at like 3 a.m. in the UK. If you want to go to that UFC match and see it live, you're going to be awake at like 3 o'clock in the morning in the UK because the American market is a more dominant market. That's where the money comes in. However, when they go to Saudi Arabia, we get fights at 11 a.m. Do you know why? Because they're not going to piss off the guys with all of the fucking money in Saudi Arabia. That's Definitely how you know that's where the money's coming from. Chill the fuck out.
Next question.
This was from one of your 6 a.m. students, the Good for the Soul BJJ. At what age do you recommend to put kids in jiu-jitsu, and how do you help prevent them from stopping The jiu-jitsu journey is a long road, and I've seen others' interests take over and they want to stop. Do you let them take breaks and explore other options when needed and bring them back when they ask, or do you give them a little push to help them continue their journey?
Oh, we all know. So I'm going through this right now. My daughter's going to start next week.
Nice.
She is 7. I have different rules for different genders. I'm probably going to get yelled at on this for this, but whatever. I just do. Okay. I have a blue belt rule in my house. I want all my kids have to be a blue belt, and then they can quit. They have to get a blue belt. You cannot get a blue belt unless you're 15 years old. So whether that's going through the junior belts, which I hope, or starting when you're 13 and getting one at 15. So yeah, like maybe my daughter starts next week. She loves it for like a year. Then she gets burnt out and she wants to dance or she wants to ride ponies or whatever, right? Fine. You can take a break, but you're going to start back up before middle school starts. You have to get a blue belt in my house. You don't have to compete, but I cannot allow them, knowing what I know. It's hard for me to, if something, God forbid, happened to any of my kids, if something happened to them and I could have help them prepare to defend themselves, that would, I couldn't live with that. So you have to get a blue belt. When it comes to my son, which you might be able to hear in the background right now, he's gonna start at 5 because I want him to do alpha stuff. The process of teaching a boy to be a man starts early.
Yeah.
She can lose interest. She can jump back and forth. I want her to get a blue belt. He's going in at 5. He's getting after it. I told my wife she didn't want me to put her in right away. And I didn't want to put her in right away, my daughter, that being said, because if I knew she would lose interest, I didn't want it to be at like 6. If I put her at 4 and she loses interest at 6, what does she really learn?
Right.
She learned some hip escapes, maybe a basic arm bar, and then they're playing tag. If I have like a 4-year window of her youth, I want her to be able to retain it more.
Yeah.
I want her to be able to train in a fashion where she's actually learning technique more. And then if she wants to take a break, she has to come back at 13 and get her blue belt. When she gets a blue belt, she can do whatever she wants. But she has to have a blue belt. And that's, my kids have to have blue belts.
Right.
Hopefully they get the black belt. But that's not it's not likely. It's hard to get the black belt.
I try to live in reality when it comes to my kid in her training. Now she started at like early 5. No, longer than that. She started at 4 because she's 6 now, and she's like a year and a half in, so 4.5, I think. And there's been times where she's not wanted to go. I think giving your kid like a break here and there, if they're really not feeling it that day, let them skip a day. It doesn't have to, don't let them skip too many days in a row. You know what I mean? A day off here and there is fine, but 3 days off in a row probably isn't great. You know what I mean? That's when the interest starts to flutter to other things. I think where we're fortunate is my daughter, she has 2 groups of friends. She has her friends from school, but like they all live away from us. None of them are like close. So it's not like she sees them all the time. They're friends at school. And then she has her friends after school, which are her jiu-jitsu friends, because that's, so if she wants to see her friends, she's going to go to jiu-jitsu. She loves her coach. She loves Jay. She loves Zach. She loves Kaylee. So she doesn't want to break away from her coach. I want to go see Coach Zach. I want to go see Coach Jay. So she wants to go to jiu-jitsu because she wants to see those people. And she ends up having a good day in jiu-jitsu. And so we just make sure to reinforce that. If she's having a good day, we're proud of her. That's awesome. You did super good. Mommy showed me the video. You did a great job here. Just like really, if she felt good about it and you just drive it home how good you feel about her feeling good about it, she's going to light up even more. She's going to want to have more of those moments. And when they have bad days, you talk about like, again, not in an aggressive way, but like, okay, where did you struggle? Like, what can we do to not run into that again? And if they're apprehensive about it and they don't want to talk about it, don't push it. Let them take a break, maybe talk about it the next day, or later on that day or something like that. But, you know, if they are open to listening to a little bit of critique and guidance, then, you know, dive into that. And they're showing that they're still interested even in a tough time. So again, water that seed. That's what we've been done to be successful with keeping our young child in thus far. Now, as she does get older, 7, 8, 9 years old, I understand that there can be more distractions. Other kids at school. My kid's done the dance thing in the past. She did gymnastics. She had no, like, after 6 months, she lost interest in it. She's held her interest in jiu-jitsu a lot longer. So, I don't know.
I think if you're a parent and you do jiu-jitsu too, they're going to want to do jiu-jitsu. They want to be like mom. They want to be like dad.
Yeah.
Right? You know, Wendy's out there hitting pads, hitting mitts.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're training. You guys are in combative sports. You're a family that gets after it. All she sees is her parents getting after it, lifting, working out, healthy lifestyle, training. She's going to want to do that. That's what she knows. As I put my daughter into jiu-jitsu next week, it's going to be hard for me. I think it's hard for anybody that ride home from jiu-jitsu, because you're going to see things that maybe and you're like, Dad, they're like wasting my money. She's just having fun, or he's just having fun and they're not doing anything. That's hard for a parent. But you just got to trust that the professor is going to get them to where they need to be. A lot of these other martial arts like Taekwondo and stuff like that, they'll belt your kids up. He's getting a belt. I'm like, dude, this kid can't even kick. What do we give him a belt for? He doesn't pay attention at all. Now he's getting a yellow belt? Why? Because you want money?
Right.
I know you may seem like sometimes your kids aren't giving 100% effort, but let the professors control. I can tell my daughter how to do an armbar right now. I know how to do one. I have documentation that says I know how to do an armbar. She will be like, no, Dad, this is how you do an armbar. No. Yeah. She's not going to listen to me. I cannot coach my daughter. And if I can't coach my daughter, and I have to let other instructors coach my daughter because she's not going to listen to me. If you're just a parent and you don't train, or you're like a lower belt parent and don't try to coach them, just help them if they ask.
Right.
Because like if my daughter's like, Dad, I'm having trouble here. Can you help me with this? Okay, this is what we do. I'm not gonna be like, you're doing that wrong. No, I'm not. They're just gonna shut. At least my daughter anyway. She's gonna shut right down and be like, no, you're not. Like, she thinks she could drive the car better than me.
I think
girls do.
I think training as a parent is a massive help too. You know what I mean? I don't know how the parents that don't train at all, whose kids are in jiu-jitsu, how do you connect? You know what I mean? My wife does a pretty good job, I think, only because my wife has known my professor for like 20 years. So she's known him since before he did jiu-jitsu. She's been his friend all through his jiu-jitsu journey. She has an understanding of the importance of jiu-jitsu to him. Same thing with me. She understands the importance of jiu-jitsu to me. She goes to all of the classes and watches, and she pays attention, not because she's trying to learn jiu-jitsu, but because she wants to make sure that she could kind of reinforce the lessons that my kid learned. So I think my wife has more of a leg in than just your average parent on the sideline, but my wife is not trying to also sideline coach. She knows better.
Muay Thai Jiu-Jitsu, Wendy, Muay Thai is a gateway drug to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, dude. It's just a matter of time.
I haven't lost faith.
Someone's gonna catch that kick. And we learn that counter right hand when you catch a kick, right? Pow, catch it, bam, yeah. Throw that right. There's an arm bar there.
Dude, did you
catch that right? Whoop, flying arm bar.
There was a clip I saw this last week of a guy threw a roundhouse, kick got caught, and the guy went to go throw that counter right, and the guy whose leg got caught dropped into a leg lock and ended up heel hooking them.
Yeah, you just do that scissor leg drop, or Wendy, you throw that right, or you catch and you do an inside trip foot sweep, which is very popular in Muay Thai. Now your opponent's on the ground, Wendy. What are you just gonna let him stand back up, or are you gonna go down there and then sub him? Come on, Wendy. The gateway drug. It's a matter of time. Mrs. Wilson will be there, dude. Don't worry.
That's it for questions, brother.
All right, guys. You think what I'm thinking?
Aim for the bushes, my man.
Aim for the fucking bushes. Follow me at Oast Nation BJJ. Follow Kenny at Freak Party BJJ. Follow us on YouTube, BJJ Balance. Follow BJJ Balance on the Discord. We are like almost at 800 subs. If we get to 1,000 subs, my tubby ass is getting in a cold tub. And I'm not excited about it.
No.
100%.
He's not a proponent of the ice bath.
100% looking at it, and I'm like, this sucks, dude. This sucks. But I'm going to do that for the 1,000 subs, unless we get to Christmas. If we get to Christmas and we haven't hit 1,000 subs, which I think I'm fucked. But but if we get to Christmas and I haven't hit 1,000, bets off, baby. But if we get to 5,000 followers by Christmas also, Kenny has to grow a skullet.
Which isn't really okay. I haven't shaved in 2 weeks. My head, the hair coming in, that's my hair. I have hair. It's not really gonna be much of a skullet.
Well, we're gonna make you shave the top and leave the sides, my man. What are you talking about, Kenny? We're not gonna let you get away with this looking like a guy balding.
2 months. You
have to shave the top and leave the sides, my man. Get the fuck out of here. I'm not getting you. If I gotta put my fucking hits in some ice,
yeah,
you're growing the hair out.
All right, brother.
All right, guys.
Yeah, we out.
Follow us. Screen grab it. Send it to us. We'll share it. All that good stuff. My name is Matt. This is Kenny, and we'll see you next time. Oh.